I think a lot of people just let life happen to them, when in reality, you are the creator of your life.
Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I'm a salon owner, educator, and mindset coach that helps hairstylists and salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career behind the chair that you love. Join us every week to learn about small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more.
We are going to be talking about how to consciously and intentionally build your confidence. Confidence is one of the main factors that holds people back from truly finding success in most areas of their life. And a lot of people believe that confidence is a magical, mystical thing that just automatically appears out of nowhere or that somebody is born with it. But I can honestly tell you that this is something that is nurtured, it's something that is intentional, and it's something that is built over time with purpose and with taking action. To raise our confidence, we really have to do something different or to change our thoughts and our beliefs about ourselves. And this takes a lot of self-work. It takes time, and it definitely takes lots of reflection. So many people I talk to and so many people that have been inside of my salon really just live their life on autopilot. They really don't know and understand that things that are something that they admire in somebody else usually is something that doesn't happen overnight. And it's not something that was unintentional. It's something that has been crafted and honed and focused on for quite some time. We have to let go of our fears and we have to reflect on our personality. We have to also understand that a lot of our lack of confidence is not understanding your ego and reactivity. So one of the things that we really focus on at Destroy the Hairdresser is understanding, being able to identify reactivity and really understanding your ego, because that is the one thing in your life currently that most likely is keeping you small and keeping you safe. And until you really dive into understanding what that is and how that looks inside of your brain, it's really hard to make changes or to push against that. When we can stop thinking about ourself as small, and when we can stop and really look at our insecurities as almost like a tool and a way to refine ourselves to become better instead of becoming hyper-focused on them, and instead of letting them hold us back, using them as a tool to truly grow. And when we stop thinking all of those negative thoughts that come up when we are self-conscious, because everyone is self-conscious, then our natural confidence emerges. And that is when magic happens. I literally was the most self-conscious person for a very long time. I think it took me into my late 30s and now being in my early 40s where I just don't care, because I know I've done so much reflecting and self-work that all of these things that I looked at in one time as something that is negative just make me up to be who I am, which is something that is unique and unlike anyone else. So when we can flip the switch and look at these things that we have going on in our lives as something without negative or positive connotation, then we can actually start looking at our lives and ourselves in a more logical manner, which can help us become so self-aware. I think self-awareness is one of the most powerful things that a human can have. Self-awareness is so powerful because it really helps you understand yourself on such a dynamic level that when you can understand yourself on a dynamic level, it gives you the power to really control and understand how you will be in certain situations. It gives yourself grace. It helps you with more empathy towards yourself and others. And it does give you a sense of peace. And understanding yourself and being self-aware is something that I really like to work on with my students, because self-awareness also is one of those tools that helps you solidify your confidence. What I recommend is that you set 15 minutes aside at the end of your day to celebrate who you are, to really reflect on all of the things that happened in your day, how you behaved, how that behavior made you feel, what were your emotions for the day, what triggered those emotions, what were the emotions that made you feel really good, and what were the emotions that made you feel not so great. And these are ways that we can truly start becoming self-aware and understanding who we are as a human being. Here are some things that you can do to start intentionally building your confidence so you can really start building and living your life with purpose and growing a life that you want and a life that you love that is curated by you, which is not something that happens often. I think a lot of people just let life happen to them when in reality, you are the creator of your life. I pulled one of my cards from my Oracle deck, and the card was Fate. And I thought it was such a beautiful card because, a lot of people believe that fate is what dictates their life. Some people believe this. But this card was so beautifully written because it simply states that you are the creator of your fate. Your decisions, the things that you choose to do, is what is going to create your future. So there is nothing that is by accident. Every single moment and every single thing, and even the small things that you do, create your future. So when we think about fate, you are the one creating your fate. I think that the more confidence you have, the bigger risks you can take, and the more success and the more most desired feelings you can feel throughout your life. Here are some tips that I have for you to consciously build your confidence. 1, you need to stop looking at your insecurities as good or bad and look at them as just are. They are all that is you, and when you let go and eliminate the self-consciousness around the things that you quote unquote think are bad, you start just embracing them, and embracing all of you is important to build confidence. You need to stop thinking about the things that could go wrong or have gone wrong in the past. We cannot predict the future. And when we have expectations in one way or another, good or bad, that's going to most of the time set you up for a disappointment. So really letting go of all that could be and just kind of going with what is. Also, learning and being able to understand your reactivity and diving deep into the ego and understanding that that little voice inside of your brain telling you all of the negative things is not really who you are, and it's just there to keep you safe, small, and alive. And when you start really digesting and looking at that little voice that is telling you that you're stupid, you can't do that, oh, you don't need to do this because you're whatever, when you start looking at that and really start dissecting what it is saying and start pushing against that, that is when you start building your confidence, because pushing against and taking risks is going to push you outside of your comfort zone, and it's going to create unexpected results that's going to build that confidence that you desire. I also recommend focusing on the positive impact you can have on those around you. Having a positive impact on the people around you, making sure that you are always doing your best and being your best, is also going to build confidence in yourself. Doing the right thing when it is very difficult, again, building confidence. Now, when it comes to actually building confidence behind the chair, that is a whole nother task in hand. I think practice is something that is overlooked. Practice makes better. Practice builds confidence, and education builds confidence. The more you learn, the more confidence you build. So really investing in your craft, really investing in growing your mind, and really investing in educating so you can share your knowledge with others, and so you can feel confident in your conversations, and so you can really feel confident in your day-to-day with all of the things that you do, I think is something that is very important. And it is one of the things that has definitely helped me build my personal confidence. Also, confidence doesn't come from knowing exactly what is going to happen. It comes from consciously believing that whatever happens, our natural confidence will outweigh our self-consciousness. And it's fear of failure. Let go of that fear of failure. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just finding the solution. That's it. There is no such thing as failure. Failure brings you closer to your wanted future because it's getting all of the things that don't align and that aren't right for you out of the way. And failure is also the best learning lesson. It is teaching you all of the things that you need to know and that you should and shouldn't do. It's incredible. But you have to push past that fear because there is so much self-consciousness around what others think about failing. There's so much self-consciousness about failing in general, losing things, losing everything that you've put into it, wasting time. These are all things that are going to hold you back from truly building confidence. And by becoming more conscious of your true self and practicing and building on these intentionally, you will always build that confidence muscle and you will always have growth. So if you liked today's episode, make sure you give us a follow and also please leave a review. Reviews are one of the things that really help boost our podcast. And if you are interested in checking out any of our education, you can visit us at opulentbeautypro.com and see all the things that we have to offer. I hope today's podcast was beneficial for you. I know that one of the things that I struggled for a long time throughout my entire life has been confidence, especially when it came to building my business when I first started off as a hairstylist. So really making sure that you are doing this with intention will definitely change your life. And I hope that you can utilize some of these tips that I gave you today to start transforming your day-to-day behind the chair and inside of the salon.